Hello Aquarius and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are looking at the energy for November. So I'm pulling these cards off. We'll get to those later. There's going to be advice for November, and then this is going to be a couple of relationship cards. I'll do a full-blown relationship reading next week, and so we'll just touch on them today unless, all those lovely cards come out specifically for you for November. And let's ask some questions. So Aquarius, what energies will be flowing for you this month? Okay. I said I wasn't going to focus on relationships, and then we get the Four of Wands popping out with two people kissing. So a lot of times this indicates like a celebration. Could be a wedding, okay? But it can also be just feeling... Four is a number of stability and just a celebration with family and friends. I mean, for a lot of us, we are in the United States, so we've got some holidays coming up where we usually plan on connecting with family and friends. So that is the energy of this month, the energy of celebration, the energy of kind of unity and happiness and joy for you for November, Aquarius. So where should you focus? Where should your focus be for November? Ooh, look at this. It is finishing a project. So Seven of Pentacles, and also patience and also kind of waiting. Seven of Pentacles talks about being kind of, you've planted the seeds, you've done the work, and you're just kind of waiting for it to come to fruition. The waiting, usually when this card comes out, I hear Tom Petty in my head singing, "The waiting is the hardest part." And yeah, it is. And I feel like when we've got the joy here, I hope that'll carry you through. I hope that'll get you through this this period where you're like, oh, I don't know, is this going to work out? Is this not going to work out? Or it's almost like a trying to watch water boil. And I feel like when even though it takes the same amount of time, whether you're watching it or not, the saying is a watched pot never boils. So I feel like, focusing on this joy energy, focusing on where you feel stable in your life is going to help you not focus so far on like these pentacles that you've planted. And then challenges you may face. Well, the unknown. And we've got the moon. Now, I feel like you need to trust yourself because you've put in the work. You know what you've done. You know the energy and the work that you've put into this. When we have the moon, we've got like these two dogs. One is often a dog and the other one is often a wolf howling at the moon. And there's a path or a stream here, but it is kind of like, well, what side are you on? Well, if you have fed your wolf or your dog and you have played with them and it's kind of like the grass is greener where you water it. So if you have fed this wolf with joy and love, then that's the place that it's going to come down at. If you fed you've had these thoughts of jealousy and anger, well, that's what's going to come out for you. But it does, both of these cards do have a degree of feeling like something isn't clear, something isn't finished, you really want to work towards something more. It does, though, talk about trusting yourself, trusting your gifts, and trusting your intuition. So the Seven of Pentacles is very practical. It is the work that you've put in. It's the things that you can see. It's the tangible. It's this, that you can hold. But then we get the moon involved, and it is deeper feelings. It's your emotions, and it's your intuition. So this to me talks about trusting your skills, like your physical skills, but also like your mental skills behind it. And that would be, this is very challenging. I think that's challenging for all of us. It comes out as a challenge for you for November, but it's kind of an ongoing challenge for at least myself. I can only speak for myself that I have recognized. Something you should work towards letting go for November. What does Aquarius need to let go of for November? Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords can talk about information coming in. It can talk about truth. It could mean, you know, when we've got the Seven of Pentacles over here, that you're not getting the information that you want. But it, you know, I almost feel like you're waiting for this like kind of one thing to come in before you act. And I don't know if it is when it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be fully explained. I feel like you can start walking and start doing on that journey once you really trust yourself. And I'm almost feeling like you're not really trusting yourself right now, that you're looking for some sort of external validation. It's interesting because I feel like, you know, friends and family, they love and really respect and enjoy you. Maybe you're not listening to them. Like if you're still waiting for something, for some sort of external validation, are you really not seeing it here with the moon? Overall relationships, we have the Ace of Swords again. So, wow. I feel like the Ace of Swords is amazing when we're talking about relationships, because it is honesty, it is facing our problems, and it is communicating those through. When I see it over here, because this is a position of something you work on letting go, I almost feel like you're getting honest communication and maybe you're not seeing it. Like this moon is really clouding your judgment, and I think that's why it's sitting here in the challenges you're facing. And work relationships, we get the wheel reversed. So up and down with work relationships, and maybe that's why it's interesting too that we've got the Ace of Swords on each side of this moon as well. I feel like, and I'll get to this work relationships here in a sec. It's just that I feel like, you know, we've got the same sort of animal on each side. It's just like, which one's the good one? Which one's the bad one? It's the one that you feed. It's the one that you're honest with. It's the one that you put your energy towards. So then the wheel, when we have the wheel in reverse, you know, this can be a very chaotic energy. The Wheel of Fortune, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but it's always in a cycle. So you're never going to be in a position where you are, you're the only thing in the universe where nothing changes for. And what I mean by that is when we have the wheel in reverse, it might suggest that our luck is not turning, or the wheel isn't turning necessarily the way that we want it to, or the way that we plan to, but understand that it is always turning. So at some point it will, and this too shall pass. And, you know, I feel like, again, the energy that we put in is kind of like the energy that we put out. Because this does have a factor of like karma with it. And it's not fully baked. It's not fully done. It's not fully complete here, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. I'm going back to the Seven of Pentacles because this is where your focus should be for November. It's very practical energy, but it also indicates work, and it talks about work, just this card in particular, not necessarily the question I asked for this card. So when we have like a work relationship that's kind of like up and down, I feel like it's not complete. Like it's not done. It's not complete. Again, the waiting is the hardest part. You need to wait it out. It's going to get better. And then when your overall relationships are the Ace of Swords, I think you really need to work on your communication skills. I think you need to be honest with where you are with other people, and you set that intention. You can only be responsible for how you communicate and what you say. But if you set that intention, then you expect other people to be honest with you as well. Time to heal, snake spirit. So I love the snake spirit coming out, especially when we get the wheel in reverse. And I said, this too shall pass, because the snake often represents change. And you're able to then change your skin. They shed their skin, they let it go, and they just get this completely new, beautiful, shiny skin. It's time to heal because we're letting go of the past. And brown bear spirit, take time out. There were a number of readings last month that came out with like a hibernation theme. I don't remember if you were one of them, Aquarius, but I think you were. And now we're getting the bear spirit again. I know that and again, it feels like this Seven of Pentacles is tugging at this. Like it feels so difficult when you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. I feel like it's on the verge though. It's there. It's like you're 70% there, and now is not the time to quit. Like if you're going through hell, keep on going. And let's see, what else do we have? More advice for you. Wow. Affirmation for healing a healthy heart. Look, we've got 2 cards that talk about healing. With the snake spirit, I talked about like shedding your skin, making changes, understanding that you have a bright, new, shiny future headed for you. Affirmations for healing the heart. It almost feels like, even though there's not any really other cards to support this. So this must be something from the past, like that you just need to let go of. These cards relate back to either air or fire, earth, water. I think this is a fire card. And the reason I'm saying that is because the way that you can let go of some things and to use fire to do that is to write them down, journal them out, get them out of your head, and then, burn them. That is a very like symbolic way of like, I'm getting rid of this, I'm shedding it, I'm letting it go. Shed this snake spirit. Of course, everybody is different. So you might have a different way of thinking of how you're going to let go. These people in this, they're consoling each other, they're talking to each other about healing. And I don't want to downplay connection for other people, especially when we've got the Four of Wands here, because I think other people and feeling connected with them can help you to move on too. And then if you find yourself that you're so much in a cycle, like repeating something, it might be time to create a new habit. That might be a way to get the wheel turning in your direction. And then we've got imagine and envision. Very interesting. This has a lot of Seven of Cups vibe to me because she's also journaling. So writing things down, I mentioned writing things down, but I feel like there is like infinite possibilities open to you. I feel like you really want to get going on it though. And the Ace of Swords energy of starting something new. I just don't know if you really know the direction or if you need something to complete before, again, the wheel starts turning in your direction. So imagination and vision, write it down, put it down. What is it that you want? Make it real. Now, we can think about things and we can write down things as much as, all day long. But until we put an action behind it, nothing is ever going to change. So I feel like your imagination and vision is like, great, it's fantastic. I have a unicorn here, but I'm never going to have a unicorn unless I go out and search for that unicorn. So I feel like there is like action that is kind of missing from this reading, and putting an action behind what you're doing. I feel like your intention and your thoughts and your healing and if you need to take time out, take time out. Be gentle with yourself, right? The moon can be kind of a tough energy because it, again, and even the Wheel of Fortune, especially when it's in reverse, it's like, where is this going? Where is this taking me? And your first step to moving these things where you want to go is, instead of asking where it's taking me, tell it where you want it to take you. And then you can start seeing things that are actionable for you to act on. But I do feel like it is otherwise like a very healthy month, a very happy month. Like these are, especially these two cards, the energies that's flowing is, you've got joy and love here. Really, that's flowing. And then your focus is completing your work. Like that feels really good. It's just the other things like, oh my gosh, like what's going on here with this moon? You're trying to figure things out and you're really kind of looking for truth. When it is all in yourself, unfortunately, or fortunately. I think it's unfortunately because it's like, well, if it's not within myself, I can blame somebody else and I no longer have the blame of that, right? But when it is in yourself, the fortunate part is then you can take action. It's just like, okay, well, what action do I take? Well, feed the action you want to take. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope you have a fantastic month, and I will see you in the next reading.